Before the cloud, getting a server was a whole ordeal. You'd buy a physical machine, wait for it to ship, bolt it into a rack, plug it in, and hope you'd guess the right size. Because if you got it wrong, you bought another one. Then EC2 came along and turned all of that into a few clicks. Need a server? You've got one in about a minute, and you hand it back when you're done. It's one of the most fundamental services in all of AWS. Let's break it down. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, so people just say EC2. It's Amazon's service for renting virtual servers in the cloud. The key word is virtual. You're not renting a whole physical machine. Amazon runs giant physical servers in its data centers and slices each one into multiple virtual machines that run independently. You rent one of those slices. It behaves exactly like its own computer, its own operating system, its own memory, its own storage, but you never touch the hardware. And elastic is the other key word. You can spin servers up and shut them down whenever you like and pay only for the time they're running. That flexibility is the whole point. Each virtual server you launch is called an instance. That's the term you'll hear constantly, so let's start there. An instance is a single virtual server running in AWS. Launch one, and you've got a working computer in the cloud. But not all workloads are the same. A tiny personal blog needs almost nothing. A video processing app needs serious horsepower. So, AWS offers a huge menu of instance types, each a different combination of CPU, memory, and network performance. You don't need to memorize them. Just know the pattern. The letters and numbers signal the family and the size. Small, cheap ones for light work. Large, powerful ones for heavy work. You pick the size that fits the job, and you can change your mind later. So that's the machine. But a bare machine needs an operating system and software. Where does that come from? That's the job of an AMI, an Amazon Machine Image. An AMI is a template that your instance boots from. It contains the operating system, Linux or Windows, and can also include software that's already installed and configured. When you launch an instance, you pick an AMI, and the instance starts up as an exact copy of that template. The big advantage? Consistency. If you create an AMI with everything set up just the way you like, you can launch 10 identical instances from it in seconds. Every one the same. It's like a cookie cutter for servers. Set up the perfect server once, capture it as an AMI, and stamp out as many copies as you need. Okay, you've launched an instance. How do you actually log into it securely? That's where a key pair comes in. A key pair is two matching cryptographic keys. A public key that AWS keeps on your instance, and a private key that only you hold. When you connect, the two are checked against each other to prove it's really you. No password required. The golden rule: guard that private key. Whoever has it can log into your server. AWS only shows it to you once when you create the key pair, so download it and keep it safe. Lose it, and you can lock yourself out. Now, your instance is running, but you don't want everyone on the internet poking at it. You want a firewall. In EC2, that firewall is called a security group. A security group is a set of rules that controls what traffic is allowed to reach your instance and what's allowed to leave it. You might say, allow web traffic from anyone, allow secure login from just my office, and block everything else. By default, a security group blocks all incoming traffic. Nothing gets in until you explicitly allow it. That's the safe starting point, closed by default, and you open up only the specific doors you need. It's a guard list for your server's front door. One last thing that makes EC2 powerful: you can choose how you pay, depending on your needs. There are three main models. On demand, you pay by the second or hour, no commitment. Perfect for unpredictable workloads or just getting started. Reserved, you commit to a year or more upfront, and in exchange you get a big discount. Great for steady, always-on workloads you know you'll keep. Spot, you bid on Amazon's spare, unused capacity for huge discounts. The catch: AWS can reclaim it with little warning, so it's for flexible work that won't mind being interrupted, like batch processing. Same server, 3 ways to pay. Match the model to the workload and you can save a fortune. Let's stack it up. An instance is your virtual server. You choose its instance type for the right power, boot it from an AMI template, Log in securely using a key pair and protect it with a security group firewall. Then you pick the pricing model, on demand, reserved, or spot, that fits the job. That's EC2, a real working computer in the cloud, ready in about a minute. That's EC2, renting servers in the cloud, on your terms. If this made EC2 click, hit subscribe. We're breaking down AWS one service at a time. And tell me in the comments which service you want next. See you in the next one.